Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Unfortunately, the most honorable, legendary PM of all DJs is unable to join me tonight, but we should be able to get it back on track next week. He can join us. But tonight, we're going to do our usual scheduled program, which we do every Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to all the subscribers, the new subscribers. Y'all are showing me love, especially on my recent videos and my recent posts. Everybody, make sure that you come on, join in. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView right now. If you feeling generous, make sure that you support the show right here. Well, Cashapp, something's going on with Cashapp, so I may need to stop that for right now. I'm gonna stop that. Stream the Red Velvet EP. Why don't you do that? If you mess with J Red, you love what I do, you can support right there by streaming my EP Red Velvet. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Like I said, all the new subscribers, the new followers, and everybody like that. We here at Red's View are going to continue to give you great content at all times. All right, so man, quite a few things to discuss. Hopefully everybody has been having a productive week so far. I know this is only Tuesday, but yeah, we got some stuff to talk about since the BET Awards, the 2023 BET Awards happened. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. But let me make sure we got everybody watching right now. Give me just a second, y'all. All right, so I'm a little early today, just a few minutes, but anyway, so we're gonna talk about this real quick, man. Females run rap in 2023. Do you think that females currently run rap in 2023? Let me know right now if you feel that way. If you're in the comments, make sure that you let me know how you feel. Do they currently run rap? Now, what do you mean, J Red? What are you talking about? What am I talking about, huh? All right, so me and DJ PM talked about this last episode because we were doing the whole is hip hop dead thing, is hip hop alive, all that other stuff, right? And once we were talking about that, the conversation came up as far as our females, because PM said this, he pointed out, he said females are running the rap game. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he did say that females are dominating, which I will say this. Females are not running rap, but females are dominating rap. There's a difference. They're dominating rap, but they're not running it. In my opinion, running means that they are the ones selling the most records, have the most hits, have the most influence, all that good stuff in a bag of chips, right? However, I feel like they're dominating musically when it comes to hits, TikTok, and all that other stuff. So, and as of right now, we don't have any male superstars. We have male superstars, but we don't have any that are putting out as many hits as the women in unison at the same time. And this is the first time that it's happened. It's been like that for a little while now, but right now it's more evident. Like it's more evident than ever. If you watch the BET Awards prove my point. Now, I did a poll. On my channel, and I asked everyone, I said, do females run the rap game? A certain percentage of people said that they didn't, which was like 37%, I think. And I think 70% of the people said that, 70% of them saying that they didn't. 37% of them said that they did. Now, if you watch the BET Awards, I want you to really pay attention. If you didn't watch it, you can go back and watch clips. But the biggest performances outside of Offset and Quavo were the female performers. It really shed the light on what's going on right now in the rap game. You had Glorilla, who's a star. You had Lotto, who's a star, going crazy on TikTok. You had Ice Spice, who's been having the most streams as of yet on Spotify. So those three that I named right there are always mentioned. The only big female rapper that wasn't there, okay, Megan Thee Stallion wasn't there and Cardi B wasn't there. But there's a solid reasoning as to why I feel like females are dominating the rap game. Now, I'm not saying that they're better, because I know a lot of my hip hop purists are going to talk about, oh, they ain't nothing. Their content ain't good. They talk about the same thing, blah, 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 right? But be that as it may, I think that the content is not that good. However, the artistry is better than the male rappers at this point. Reason being is how many female rappers are using the auto tune on a consistent basis? Think about that. How many female rappers are using auto tune on a consistent basis? You look at Lotto's records that she put out, Big Energy, right? She sang a little bit on there, but for the most part, she's rapping. Any Lotto, pretty much every Lotto song that I hear that is popular, she's like rapping without using the auto tune. Cardi B, I don't ever really hear Cardi B without the auto tune. And then also they sound different from each other. Cardi doesn't sound like Nicki. Nicki doesn't sound like Lotto. Lotto doesn't sound like Megan. Now, some of the content might be the same. Some of the content might be the same, but they sound different from each other for the most part. Coi Leray, she used autotune a little bit, but for the most part, these female rappers are different from each other as far as the sound. Now, the if you're talking about the content, it is a lot of stuff going on with the content as far as like them rapping about, you know, they vaginas and all that other stuff, sex. That's like a big part of it, right? And the content is redundant, but I don't think that the sound is redundant. These female rappers are not using auto-tune like the males are. The male rap right now, outside of course Kendrick, J. Cole, you know, the greats, right? The males all sound the same. They sound the same. Some of the content may be different, but the males sound the same. Their styles are the same. Versus, like I just mentioned, Lotto doesn't sound like Coi Leray. Coi Leray doesn't sound like Nicki. Nicki doesn't sound like Cardi. Megan doesn't sound like them. Now, I'm not saying that everybody I've named, all the females, are better than some of these other rappers, but if you're talking about the radio, you're talking about TikTok and all that other stuff, look who's dominating. Just look at who's dominating. And I think that's why females are a tad bit more original as far as the style, the delivery. And of course, I saw somebody in the comments say that male rappers or male artists are writing their lyrics, which it be that as it may. We know that the females have ghostwriters, but I mean, you name me who is the hottest male rapper equivalent to a Lotto right now. And I say hottest, I'm not saying greatest. Like, don't name Drake because Drake is an OG at this point. Don't name J. Cole. Name somebody that is like more current right now, who is as hot as Lotto, who is as hot as Glorilla, who is as hot as Coi Leray, Ice Spice. Name one of the male rappers. I want to know who y'all think is as equivalent, as hot as they are as far as the hits, because Lil Baby really don't have the current hits like they do. Lil Baby dropped the album that was a dud pretty much. You name me. Now, beforehand, before Gunna and Thug got locked up, they had it going on lock. But those are like the last ones. But y'all let me know if females are not dominant as far as most hits. You got to let me know who are the males out there who are competing with the females to be more dominant than them. Because I know we don't want to give it to them. I know a lot of the fellas you don't want to give it to the women. But man, I'm telling you, these women are doing it. Like, I don't think on the BET Awards they had any male performers from hip hop, right? Outside of the old school artists, and I'll get to that a little later. But outside of the old school artists, I'm trying to think of any male rappers they had performed, like popular male rappers they had perform at the BET Awards. But like I said, Ice Spice performed, Glorilla performed. Who else? What's the other female rapper that performed? Those are like I said, Lotto, Glorilla. Did Coi Leray came out there too, right? Yeah, she came out during Busta's set. But I was watching the BET Awards, I know, right? Like I hadn't sat and watched the BET Awards in a minute, but I was looking and I was like, damn, they didn't even televise the male rappers. Like as far as the awards, I just saw females the whole time. But you look at it and you can get it and understand it. And I think one of the reasons typically that males are going to sell more than females, because hip hop is a male dominated sport. However, since none of the men right now are being original, that gave a little leg room for the women to come in and dominate. So you can, fellas, you can lie to yourself all day and say that these females aren't dominating right now. I'm not saying that they're running it. I just say that to get your attention to see how you feel. I still think as far as running the game, you still have the males, because right now, if Drake put out an album, he's going to outsell everybody. Kendrick dropped, J. Cole dropped, hell, even Big Sean. Big Sean can outsell a lot of the female rappers that are out, because females really don't sell records. However, they put up numbers as far as on the charts and their singles and stuff like that. But I feel like, man, the BET Awards showed it all. Besides Offset and Quavo, those were the only male, like more recent male performers that came out, and that was really as an ode to Takeoff, because they did older songs. It ain't like they had actual hits, but actual current hits. But that's how I look at it, man. DJ PM has said this last week, and I'm not saying that the females have the best content, but the males, the content sucks with the males too, because a lot of it right now, outside of Killer Mike and different people who drop like that, is that murder, kill, trap. Everything sounds the same. So I see this as it's going to be continuous if the male rappers or whoever else doesn't change it up. Afro beats is popping, country music is popping, pop music is popping, but hip hop isn't popping right now. And I'm not putting it on the ladies. I'm just saying that the ladies happen to be in a dominant position as far as who people talk about the most. I don't see people talk about male rappers as much as they do about female rappers right now. Even y'all can call them trash, whatever you want to call them. But one thing I can apply the ladies for is that they are original. They may be having male rappers write their rhymes. How come those male ghostwriters can't write for these dudes that are out here right now? Because that's what we need. Maybe we need to go and lean on these ghostwriters. Maybe these male rappers need some ghostwriters to get some type of original content out here, because this right now is one of the worst years in my recent memory of hip hop. It's one of the worst years. If you agree with me, hit that like button, hit the fire emoji, anything like that. But yeah, females are dominant right now. They're in the dominant position, and it's crazy right now. But shout out to them for at least being original in this drought. Like I said, hip hop needs a reset. It needs a reset. Reason I say this is because the BET Awards are ratchet. Now I'm asking the question, are the BET Awards too ratchet now? If you've been looking online, a lot of people have been complaining. They're saying that after Tyler Perry bought BET, he handed over the keys and told everybody, just make sure that you turn the light off. Make sure that you lock the door on your way out. But the BET Awards, man, so I watched the 2023 BET Awards. Now, granted, this is my first time that I watched the BET Awards, like sat and watched it since like really like 10 years ago, I want to say. I always see clips of it, but I don't sit and watch it because I don't relate to the music anymore. There are a lot of agendas that are out there. Let's keep it a buck. There are a lot of agendas out there with the BET Awards right now. So I don't ever give it a watch. I'll catch, if it's a performer I want to see, I'll catch it on YouTube. That's another thing. Back in the day when the internet wasn't as dominant, like BET.com wasn't going to show you a whole performance. You had to sit and watch it unless somebody recorded it, filmed it. But yeah, so the thing is, right? The question is it too ratchet? Reason that people are asking this is because of the clips they saw of Sexy Red. Now, granted, this wasn't televised, but there's a clip of Sexy Red out here, showing her money and with no shoes on and stuff. Shout out to Elizabeth. Liz, I see you. Liz is in the building. Shout out to Liz Coleman. Thank you for that like, by the way. But as far as that goes, you see these even though females are dominant in the rap game, a lot of content that they have out, very ratchet. Very ratchet. Have y'all seen Sexy Red? Have y'all seen how this woman looks? Like literally, have you seen her? She looks crazy. Like she looks regular, but she also looks like she's a hood rat, pretty much. I hate to say it for lack of better terms, but she's a hood rat. But she was in the aisles dancing, and I'm not gonna play her song because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but she had no shoes on, singing "My Pussy Pink, Booty Hole Brown," all that stuff. So much to where Dr. Jones was looking like, who is this? Who is this? Like, what's going on? And I blame a lot. I think Sexy Red's song, Pound Town, puts the icing on the cake of how ratchet our culture is right now. Now, Sexy Red does not represent all black women. I hate when they equate black women to ratchet, because ratchet is something different than black women. Black women can be ratchet or turn up and get ratchet, but I don't feel like black women are ratchet. But a lot of people have, it's been some people, y'all, who talk about let them live, let them live. Listen, man, the twerking, my pussy pink, booty hole brown, the content that is out right now brings a certain type of energy into a ceremony. The BET Awards is a ceremony, right? We're not trying to say you need to separate bougie from ghetto and all this other stuff, right? We all got some ratchet in us. We all ghetto. Shout out to Boosie, right? But there's a time and a place for it. And I was speaking with someone today saying that, like, there's a time to get ratchet. There's a time to be professional, casual, whatever. Now, the BET Awards historically, right? We honor our legends, which this year was Busta Rhymes. We honor the top artists right now, which, you got Megan Thee Stallion out there, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Kendrick Lamar, he won an award. You got different people that you come and honor people. You honor people of the culture. But right now, I think that since females are dominating the rap game, the content out there is my pussy wet, my pussy pink, booty hole brown. It's getting to a point where it's just like, what the sexual liberation has really taken over. Now, the male rappers ain't no better, right? As far as the content that they have, for the most part, like the Back in Bloods and the shooting them up, bang bang type of stuff. However, this year's BET Awards, when you looked at it, it looked unorganized. But the only reason was because of the writer's strike. I think what saved the BET Awards this year from being straight up garbage, due to them not having a host and due to the writer's strike, was the 50 years of hip hop celebration. That's the only reason that I tuned into the BET Awards this year, because I knew it was going to have some type of class, some type of elegance. And honestly, the OGs who performed, from Trillville, DJ Kid Capri, shout out to him. You had Keith Murray. You had, who else? Y'all help me. Master P. You had T.I. Jeezy came out there, right? Now, these are all OGs at this point. But you even went back to the Sugar Hill Gang. You had Yo-Yo, female rapper Yo-Yo. They all came out and gave great breath control. Busta Rhymes got on there and killed it, right? Hell, I was even surprised that Quavo and Offset, I'll get to that later, but they had a great performance. But the BET Awards right now, they call it the EBT Awards. It just doesn't have the class and elegance that it used to have. And for the people who talk about let them live, let people have fun, when is enough is enough? Check this. When you look at the Country Music Awards, I don't watch it, but I mean, if you look at that, do you think you're going to have hillbillies up in there, those rednecks with their shoes off? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think it's going to be people in there looking professional? When you look at the Latin Music Awards, what I bet you, if Cardi B is at the Latin Music Awards, it ain't finna be no twerking. They don't do none of that there. Now, I know, of course, that's what we do as black people. I get it, but there's a time and a place for that. Let's keep it a buck. And this is not about being bougie. This isn't about first class versus underclass or whatever the case is, because a lot of people there are rich. But do you honestly feel like somebody as established as a Beyonce or Janet Jackson, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, do you think they would want to be around Sexy Red, my pussy pink, booty hole brown? Do you think Beyonce wants to be around that? Do you think Mariah Carey wants to be around that? Do you think Tyler Perry wants to be around that? Denzel Washington? Let's go to the Hollywood realm. You think Will Smith? You think any of them want to be around that? This is insane, and it got too far. Now, I enjoyed the BET Awards only because, like I said, the celebration 50 years of hip hop. You had everybody from old school to new school artists coming out there killing it, and they honored and saluted Busta Rhymes. I loved that. Loved it to the core. But as far as the clips that you see now, granted, they didn't televise Sexy Red. They didn't televise her, but you see it on Instagram. You see where she was out there, my pussy pink, booty hole brown, all that. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So for the people who may be disagreeing with me, saying that, it's let them live. Yeah, we know it's ratchet, but it's a part of our culture. No. That is not a part of our culture. That's something that we happen to do, but that's not ratchetness. Shouldn't be associated with just black people. Anybody could be ratchet. Anybody could be ratchet. That's a state of being, but twerking in an aisle. Now, at a club, I got nothing to say. At a party, I got nothing to say. And I know the DJ was playing the song and everything, but twerking in the aisle, when you have some of our elders over there, have some class and have some respect. I know that your pussy is pink and your booty hole is brown. That song is ridiculous, by the way. Let me know if you like that song. Ladies, I know females are dominant in rap right now. Do you like that song? That, to me, that solidifies how sexual liberation goes wrong within our culture. Because, you know, everybody wants to be free right now. Everybody wants to do what they do, but we make songs like this that supposedly represent us. Because I don't think about a black woman. I mean, I love pussy just like the next man does, right? But it's no type of structure in that song. That song sounds like a joke. Real talk. It sounds like a joke. WAP, for example, wet ass pussy, right? I get that, you know. I love wet ass pussy. However, at least they had some skill to go with it. Somebody was writing Cardi B's verse, Megan Thee Stallion. They were rapper and they don't look crazy. They look sexy, but this sexy red girl, like, come on, y'all. Come on, man. This girl look ridiculous. I would show a picture, but I don't want to be mean. You could look up and Google her and see what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, like, I don't expect a Beyonce because everybody was like, where's Beyonce? She too good? Yes. I agree, Beyonce. Now, of course, granted, she was on tour, but I do feel like you could be too good to come to something because it's not at your level. These people have worked hard for years, 20 years plus. Well, Beyonce probably longer than that. She's been doing it since she's a little girl. You expect the Queen Bee, who's over there doing sellout venues across the world, you expect her to be at something like that? Come on, y'all. It's okay to be sexy. It's okay to rap about what you rap about, but it's a time and place for that. So we need a reset in our culture. We need to reset this shit. Real talk. That was an embarrassment to see some of the stuff that's on there. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is when you looking on stage and all the females who rapping, you know, it's just a bunch of sex talk. A lot of it is sex talk. And it's just like, is that the only thing that females can represent? Because I know you can do more than that. You had Missy Elliott back in the day. You had Eve back in the day. You had your Lil Kims and you had your Trinas, but there was an equal balance of everybody in the playing field, just like the males out here. But see, you still got J. Cole, Kendrick, who's going to drop. There's no female that's equivalent to a J. Cole or a Kendrick right now, as far as level, establishment, all that. That's what people are really waiting for. Rap City is dope, but she don't make hit records like that. But we need to have a reset with this because the BET Awards, if you look outside of what was televised and stuff like that, yeah, it was a bad look on that end. But as far as performances, celebrating Busta Rhymes, celebration 50 years of hip hop, yeah, that was dope. And it was unorganized, of course, because of the writer strike. But I think had we not had that 50 years of hip hop celebration, trash. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. Now, speaking of the BET Hip Hop Awards, nobody had more fun than Boosie. Nobody had more fun than Boosie Badass. Let me show y'all what put a smile on my face when I saw this. Look at Boosie. Look at Boosie. Hey. You say he turned.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
All right, so Boosie had fun, y'all. I don't think nobody had more fun than Boosie at the BET Awards, man. The man is facing some Fed time right now, but he just got out of jail. What's crazy is that he posted bail. He paid his bail money, but he was saying they didn't want to let him out. How do you pay your money and the judge grants you bond and bail, but he said the prosecutor didn't want to let him out. But anyway, he got out and the man was lit. Like I saw, like they didn't televise him, but I saw him on the red carpet, and then I saw him in Instagram posts and stuff like that. So shout out to Boosie, man. I don't think nobody had more of a great time. He said as soon as he got out of jail, because I was DJing that night, Friday night, and I saw that he had the video because I follow him on Instagram. And he said, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm back outside. I need to go to the BET Awards. Give me 3 tickets. I'm bringing my lawyers with me." And he brought them. He brought both of his lawyers. Am I going to talk about Patti LaBelle tonight? See, I was trying to avoid it. Shout out to my line brother DB. I was trying to avoid talking about Patti, but yeah, man. Y'all know it's self-explanatory. Y'all know Patti messed up. Patti gave a tribute to Tina Turner, a half-ass tribute. And from my understanding, because I don't really be seeing Patti perform like that, she forgot the words. And she even said, I'm winging it. She acted like she was doing karaoke up there. Let's keep it a buck. Auntie Patti was acting like she was doing karaoke up there. It was an embarrassment. But this, from my understanding, this isn't the first time she did it. I saw people in the comments saying that this typically happens all the time with Queen Patti LaBelle. That wasn't good, BET. Y'all should have picked somebody that was better. Now I know she's still a great performer, but you gotta know the words. She looked like she was up there doing karaoke. That wasn't a good look, and that Tina didn't deserve that. Tina deserved way better, y'all. That was that was an embarrassment. So yes, I'm talking about Patti LaBelle. For everybody watching, make sure that you hit that like button for me if you have not already. Hit that like button and hit that share button. Hit that share button so everybody can see it. All right, so yeah, but like I said, man, shout out to Boosie. And let me go to talk about Offset and Quavo. They reunited at the BET Awards, and let me tell you something. As strange as this sounds, it's kind of weird to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it. This was the best Migos performance I've ever seen. Quavo and Offset, RIP to Takeoff. But this was the best performance that I've ever seen from them. When I'm talking about stage presence, energy, coordination, like it was really dope, and it was sentimental because they honored the late Takeoff. Nobody knew about it either, because from what we remember, Quavo and Offset were at odds, which I told folks. I said that ain't finna last long. They family. They're not blood family, but they family. I was like, anybody, like when Master P was getting into it with C Murder and stuff, people tell you, man, when family gets into it, you don't want to have to choose. You don't want to be in between it. You don't want to, you may choose sides, but if you talk shit about that person, that family, they're going to remember that when they make up, because family is going to make up at the end of the day, or friends can make up at the end of the day. So I knew that was small things to a giant. But, a couple, like I think last week was Takeoff's birthday. So we saw them both there chopping it up, but nobody knew that they was about to perform at the BET Awards. And I'm telling you, man, that was excellent, because it was an ode to Takeoff, and then they did Bad and Bougie, their whole song, except Lil Uzi Vert. I thought Uzi Vert was gonna come out there. A lot of people don't like his verse on there. I do, but he didn't come out to do that. But Offset and Quavo, their stage presence was on point. Now, granted, when Takeoff was alive and they were performing together as a trio, I used to always talk shit about how bad they perform because they don't move. Offset will be the only one kind of moving and look like he was at least trying to entertain the crowd. Quavo and Takeoff would just be there kind of just rocking from side to side. But that was the best Migos as a group. And I know Takeoff has passed away. But that was a real good performance. Like just the way they were moving around and stuff. It's like that was like one of the performances of the night. So salute to them. I don't know if new music is coming on the way, but that don't even matter to me. I'm glad that they have been able to reconcile, which I knew it. I told y'all it was coming. But yeah, that was the best Migos performance that I've ever seen. Like usually, like I said, they stand still or they'll move a little bit and act like they too good to move. But man, Offset and Quavo, they were moving around. They look like Crucial Conflict in the Hey video. They were moving around. I was like, all right, okay. They finally matched the energy of their music, because you can listen to Migos and get lit to it. But when they perform it, they be like, come on, money, Hannah Montana. Instead, Hannah Montana. My chick is bad and bougie. Instead, usually they be like, chick is bad and bougie. So yeah, that was dope. Now, let's get into the BS. The JT and Lil Uzi Vert fight at the BET Awards. What did y'all think about that? Now, They didn't televise it, of course. This was social media footage. I saw that JT from the City Girls threw her phone at Uzi Vert. Now, let me tell y'all this, women, ladies, 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 ladies. If you want, you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Ladies, do not throw your phone at no man. I don't care how mad he makes you. Please don't get violent with him, because I don't want him to get violent with you. You know, people were laughing about this situation. I didn't find it funny at all. Now, I don't like, from my understanding, because I don't like to get a mess. He was sitting by Ice Spice, and I think she called him a groupie. JT called him a groupie, and I don't know if he was trying to holler at her, whatever the case was. But from my understanding, I don't follow them like that, but I hear that they get into it all the time. But to do that, that shows what type of woman she is. He maintained his composure, thank God. But it shows you what type of female you'll deal with if she's willing in a ceremony, in a public setting like that, to throw her phone at you in an award show. That's how, another reason it felt ratchet up in there, because of that. Throwing your phone at your man instead of waiting to talk about it, because it looked like he was trying to calm her down, but she threw her phone, and all, you know, people were laughing, he, all that stuff. But what if he would have got up and put his hands on her? And she threw her phone and then had the nerve to ask for it back. Ain't that something? Had the nerve to ask for it back. I don't know what that was for, but ladies, let me tell y'all something, man. Do not put your hands on a man. Do not throw any objects at a man. It was funny, but what if it was the other way around? What if Lil Uzi Vert threw his phone at her because she looked at another dude? What would y'all be saying in the comments? What would everybody be talking about? Oh my God, he must be abusive. He did that to the black woman, protect black women thing. So I don't see nothing funny that was happening about that. I don't see nothing funny at all, because we have to think outside looking in. What would happen? What would happen if he decided to do that? Would you be laughing then? Because she showed you what type of woman she is, and I would advise Lil Uzi Vert to get away from her as far as you can. I promise you, ain't no woman finna throw nothing at me, and I'm sticking around, because I don't even want to put myself in that situation. A man shouldn't put his hands on a lady. A lady shouldn't put her hands on no man. Respect it, because the thing is, a man will try to defend himself. Anybody who has physical harm, you'll be like, look, I got a right to defend myself. But all I'm saying is, if the shoe was on the other foot, we will be speaking differently. But I don't approve that. I didn't think it was funny. What did y'all think about it? Let me know in the comments. But I thought that was a terrible look, and I hope that's a toxic situation. They need to get away from that. But again, let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. That was crazy. Let's move on. Let's move out the BET Awards. And if you want to talk something else about the BET Awards, you can let me know. But let's talk about this real quick, man. And we're getting into some mess, but this is one of the hottest topics right now. Cardi B cheating on Offset. Now, my thing is this, and in case you've been hiding under a rock, Offset made a post that is now since deleted. And it says something like, my wife cheated on me. And I'm paraphrasing. Y'all let me know in the comments what it was. But he's alluded to Cardi B cheating on him. Then he took it down. But of course, if you leave it up for more than 5 seconds, somebody's going to snap it. It made headlines. And everybody was wanting to know what happened. Because I think a week before, a few days before, Cardi B was saying that, she would have sex with a rich dude. I forgot. It's something like that. But fast forward, Cardi B hops on Clubhouse, where celebrities love to gossip. I be hating that. But yeah, so she hops on Clubhouse, and she said, y'all don't pay attention to that country nigga, whatever the she called him country. It was funny. Then she posted a picture of her saying, I miss my grandma. Her saying, I miss my grandma, because that's the same thing he did. He posted a picture when he got accused of cheating, or she caught him cheating, and he said, I miss my grandma. So she was trolling him, right? Liz, I agree. Yeah, it's a PR stunt. I'm getting to that. I definitely think this is a PR stunt. Because like, what you got to understand about somebody like Cardi B, she doesn't have any music out currently right now outside of her features and stuff. She don't have an album out, and people like that, how she came to fame before the music was controversy. I say this all the time, people. Controversy creates, say it for me. Yeah. Controversy creates cash. How you stay on people's mind is controversy. They have PR companies out here. They have marketing companies out here, and you know that music just ain't gonna sell itself. If you don't have any music out, and your claim to fame was controversy because Cardi B was on social media always saying some crazy stuff. She was on Love and Hip Hop, I believe, or a reality show, and that's her come up. Then she so happened to develop a following from that, and her music took off. Her music took off, and she did what? Still contributed to controversy, whether it was beefing with Nicki Minaj, her saying stuff about Offset, or Offset saying stuff about her, them getting caught cheated on each other. This is all by design, y'all. It's clear. If you one of these people who are very naive and feed into the BS, be my guest, but you got to know when you being played. Y'all should know by now, man. Y'all should know how these celebrities work. You think that they're out here, he would announce that she cheated on him? What kind of shit? What sense does that make? What sense does that make unless this man is on drugs and just wants to expose? What reason would you have to expose your spouse like that? Let me know. What reason would you have to do that? Because now you look like a sucker as a man because your wife then cheated on you, and it don't make her look any better as a woman. And all of a sudden she posts a picture, the same picture that he posted, with the caption talking about I miss my grandma. This is all to get y'all talking and doing what I'm doing right now. And I don't trip because it helps get me paid, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helps get me views and stuff to talk about. But I don't believe this at all. This is a PR stunt. For y'all who's sitting up here feeding into it and believing it, that's shame on y'all. Like, if you're really believing it. Now, if you want to chime in on the fun, like me, right? I watch professional wrestling. I watch World Wrestling Entertainment. I watch All Elite Wrestling sometimes. And I know that it's scripted. Just like you watch Love and Hip Hop, you watch reality shows and you know that it's scripted, but the shit is entertaining, right? But I'm not looking at wrestling knowing, hey, that is real. That is real. I know that it's entertainment, but some of y'all are so caught up in celebrities and social media and gossip that you really think that this shit is real. That shit is not real. They have PR companies that think, how can we keep this person relevant who don't really release music like that? Or if they do, because neither one of them have had a hit on their own in years. What's the last song Offset didn't have that was major? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think Offset will be performing at the BET Awards, RIP to Takeoff, if Takeoff didn't pass away? Come on, man. You got to keep yourself relevant. And sadly, but surely, these days, people do it for controversy. We do it with controversy. So yeah, this is a PR stunt just to get y'all talking, just to keep y'all talking, gossiping, and all that other stuff, right? But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Let me know, anybody else in the comments, if you do agree with that. Now, speaking of that, speaking of what's fake, right? Let me type this in because I forgot to add this as a topic. Speaking of that, what y'all think about Megan Good and Johnathan Majors, man? Megan Good and Johnathan Majors. Since we talking about real stuff, fake stuff, do y'all think that that's real? Do you think that that relationship is real? Let me know in the comments, because I don't believe that. Reason I'm saying it is because I didn't get a chance. I keep saying I'm gonna speak about it, but since I have y'all here with me, I'm gonna speak about it, man. Now, if this is all allegedly, this is me being, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But the reason I'm saying this is because we didn't know about this beforehand, because from my understanding, he was dating a white chick. But what happened was he got in trouble with that white chick. And the first thing, a lot of people from the black community was shaming him, because that's what you get for messing with a white girl. They do that in other race groups too. If you get caught up with a black woman, and if you white, or a white woman if you black, or a Mexican woman if you black, or whatever, they're gonna say you shouldn't have messed with. You should stick to your race group. So a lot of sisters, because y'all hate when black men date white women, you hate it. You hate it to the core. We get a lot of flack if we actually do that. So a lot of black women were shaming him because of course, they're attracted to him. They love him. He's a very dope actor. But when that shit hit the fan, you had some people side-eyeing him or criticizing him about him dating a white woman. Am I right or am I wrong? So if you already know you're accused of doing anything that assaults a white woman, sexually abuses a white woman, whatever the case may be, the white white Hollywood or white people, white supremacy is gonna X you off their list. Okay, Negro, we had you. You can't go around doing that. You could date her, but if you do anything, you're still, even if you're innocent, you're guilty. So, what best way to be in the good graces of black people than to get established, beautiful, well desired, most desired black actress like a Megan Good to be in the good graces with black people? Now, of course, you had a plethora of us who didn't believe it, and we're gonna stick by his side, right? I think he was set up, but I don't know. But to be in the good graces of black people, you want to be able to like, because the thing is, you want to be able to at least still do Tyler Perry movies or do those movies, like, you know, more of the like black cinema. Because right now it looks like Marvel may kick him off or whatever, but you still want to have a good image because the black community is going to be there for you. If all the Marvel Hollywood success is gone, the black folks are going to be there for you. Shout out to Twan Perkins. Appreciate you, player. But yeah, that the black shout out to Dre. Shout out to Dre Day. But black folks are gonna be here for you. When shit hits the fan, we're going to be here for you. So when you get in trouble, y'all notice that with celebrities, man. Anytime black people get in trouble in Hollywood, they quickly gear themselves towards the black community because we remain loyal to you. Peep this. When Chris Brown got in trouble, what did he do? Lean towards the black community because we're hip hop. Hip hop embraced him. When R. Kelly was getting in trouble and stuff, he knew like he knew that the black community was going to still be like, oh, okay, well, you know, because we have this church spirit about us, right? We forgive and try to forget, even though we know that you're doing wrong. So the best bet is when you get in trouble, always go to the black folks because they're going to support you in black cinema. So that's what they did with Megan. I'm about to say Megan Fox, Megan Good. They have PR companies that think about what can we do to shift this situation. You mean to tell me that they announce their relationship? Come on, y'all. How naive can you be? When do they announce relationships? When do you announce? Like, if you got a significant other right now, when did you announce that you were with them? Unless you're married. When do you just announce, hey, y'all, I got a girlfriend. Her name is Brianna. She's right here. This is my girlfriend. Hey, I'm J Ray. This is Brianna. You know what I'm saying? Usually what happens is, like, allegedly 21 Savage and Lotto. You think that you know, but you don't know all the way, and you try to put two and two together. So yeah, man, this to me, if you ask me, I think it's fake. If you look at the pictures when they were in court, now they're hand in hand together, and you know, she's looking like, if you look at Megan Good's face, she's looking like, I don't really want to be here. Dang, I gotta be here. And then they'll, you know, a lot of people were just like, well, what does she have to gain from it? It don't matter what she has to gain, it's what she has to keep. Don't you understand? Once you're in Hollywood, and if you're around a certain circle, to be able to keep a job in Hollywood, you might have to do what they say. That's why I'm all for independence. I'll still do Hollywood stuff, of course, right? But I want to be in control of mine to where some stuff like this happens, I know I got this to fall back on. So I ain't struggling trying to go to white folks for a check, just to be honest. But when you're in the good graces of them, they'll use you as a pawn and be like, okay, if you want to be in this next movie, or you want season 2 or season 3 of Harlem, you need to help out Johnathan Major because he's making us $1 billion in the box office. We got a lot of money invested in him at Disney, so you need to make him look good. Get him a black woman. You need to be beautiful. You're desired. Put them together. Y'all need to be together to make his image look good. Because if he got with a white woman, it looked terrible right now. But he needed a woman by his side on some Coretta Scott, Martin Luther King shit. He needed a Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X type of thing to make him look good. Not to mention that 12 years of slave suit he had on. He needed to iron that, but he looked so pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But I have my tinfoil kufi hat on when it comes to certain things like that. So, you know, that's what I think about it. Y'all let me know in the comments if you think that I'm tripping, because a lot of y'all love Johnathan Major so much, and I love his work, but I'm also not naive either. I'm not naive either. Now let's talk about something important. The charges against Carlishia Hood have been dropped. They have been dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God for that. For those who've been hiding under the rock, Carlishia Hood, I think she's like 34. She may be like around my age or something like that. But she had a 14-year-old son. They were in Chicago and they were getting food at this food spot. And I don't know what happened, what led up to it, but she did get into an physical altercation with a man. Dude had dreads, and if you've been seeing on social media, they were arguing back and forth. He kept telling her to shut up. You say one more thing to me on my grandma, I'm gonna knock you out. He was putting his hands on the lady, and I'm talking about he hit her like she stole something from him. Like he was tearing her up. And then after the second hit, you hear the gun go off, and her son, 14-year-old son, killed him. Now, the thing is, the media tried to lie and say that she called her son to do that, told him to go to the car, get a gun. First of all, that gun was registered. Secondly, the video shows evidence that that was not the case. Her son protected her. And my thing is this: if you see somebody attacking your mama, you 14 years old, and that was a grown man, what the fuck are you supposed to do? That's why everybody was tripping. It's like they arrested the woman and her child because her child was protecting her. That's what it was. If I was 14 and I saw an adult man put his hands on my mom, first of all, that's traumatizing to see because he ended up killing the man. He killed the man, but a lot of people are not even realizing how traumatizing that can be for that 14-year-old boy for the rest of his life. Because he could have dreams and hallucinations that he wasn't able to help his mom. I've never seen my mama get physically assaulted like that. Lord knows what I would do. So that's why I think that they went on ahead and dropped those charges because they didn't want to waste money to go to court, resources, because that stuff costs money, man. It costs money, the city's money, time, all that stuff. So they probably was like, man, they're going to be protesting all this up here. Evidence showed that it was self-defense because rightfully so, that's what it was. And they dropped it. Now, I saw some stuff on Facebook where I guess that dude's family member was like, but he still had a daughter. He had daughters. He was a son. He was an uncle, blah, blah, blah. Be that as it may, you don't put your hands on a woman like that. I don't give a shit what she said in order to get you mad. I don't know what was happening, but I guarantee you there wasn't that much going on for you to put your hand. People like that, I'm not saying he deserved to die. Not saying that he deserved to have his life ended, but I will say that that situation, he shouldn't be on the streets. He should not be on the streets because what he showed is that he's unstable and emotional and will physically harm a woman like that. I'm talking about this dude. You could hear the punches connect to this lady. There's nothing that now it's a difference if she was trying to attack him. It's a difference if she was trying to attack one of his kids or whatever. Self-defense is self-defense, but this man put his hands on that lady in front of her child and he busted back. So hopefully that's a lesson. And one thing Tariq Nasheed pointed out that about the black on black crime thing is that we don't have protection for us in the black community. The police officers, they don't protect us. They respond to the scene, but they don't protect us. So you got to be able to protect yourself in these type of neighborhoods when stuff like this can happen. And he ain't the only dude that's out there like that. And don't paint this as the black man or evil narrative. That doesn't represent black man. That represents unstable man. Unstable men. Not saying that he deserved to die, but I mean, you put yourself in that situation, Lord knows what he does to his girlfriend, his mother, whoever. Because I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine a woman making me that mad and she didn't physically harm me to just be punching her like that. Somebody you don't even know. This wasn't even somebody who was his girlfriend or something, just knew the stuff to set him off. That looked like an unstable ass dude. So I'm not gonna say condolences to the family and all that other stuff. I'm like, he was unstable. Y'all know he was unstable, and Lord knows what he's done before if he felt comfortable doing that to a lady in public. So it is what it is with that. All right, now one thing I want to talk about right here for all my hip hop fans. Have y'all been tuned in to the Jim Jones versus Pusha T beef? Have y'all been tuned into that? Just want to speak on that real quick. I did a video about this a couple of days ago. Because Pusha T made a diss, well, not a diss record, but he threw some shots at Jim Jones, and then Jim Jones came back with a diss record on the same beat. It's pretty interesting to hear. what do y'all think about this beef so far? Do you think it's gonna stay on wax? Do you think it might get street technical? Like I don't think it'll be like that. I'm wondering if Pusha T is even going to respond and get into a rap battle against Jim Jones. I don't think he should. It's fun to see, but it's not a good matchup, man. I don't expect Jim Jones to out rap or get the best of Pusha T. Like Jim Jones said what he said about him not being in the top 50. Pusha responded. Jim Jones came back and responded. But I wonder where it's gonna go from here. But I talked about that earlier. But y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. I got a couple of videos out on that already. So y'all can let me know what y'all think about that. Right now, I'll say this. Jim Jones's response record wasn't trash. Because some of y'all, I had a poll and I showed this on my Facebook. I asked y'all on my channel what y'all thought about it. Most of y'all said it was trash. I don't think it was trash. I just said it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to go at King Push. That's not the smoke that you want. So that's that. One last thing I want to talk about before I get up out of here. Ice Cube was about to expose the gatekeepers. Yes, indeed. That's right. Ice Cube, legendary Ice Cube, was about to expose the gatekeepers. What are you talking about, J Red? All right, so y'all know Ice Cube has the big three. He has the big three black-owned, not NBA, but the big three former NBA players come there and they play 3-on-3 basketball. Ice Cube has recently said on his social media that the gatekeepers he's going to expose and do a lot of podcast interviews because they try to hold him back from doing stuff. And I think he said that the NBA isn't trying to block him, but they're trying to I got to look back at what he said, but he's been having problems with the NBA since he started the big three because the NBA don't want any competition. The NBA don't want nobody making money off of their former stars and all that other stuff. But he said he's going to go and on podcasts and expose the gatekeepers, which he should. He said this all started too, not just from the big three, but when he made the contract with Black America. The contract with Black America was during the Joe Biden versus Trump thing when Trump was the boogeyman and all this other stuff. And if you said anything opposing to not wanting to vote for Biden, they called you a Trump supporter. They called you a coon, a sellout, whatever the case was. When all Ice Cube did was develop a contract to present to the president, whoever the president is going to be, and say, these are the list. This is the list and demands of what black people want if you want the black vote. This is what we want. You want our vote. This is what it is. Now, he got shamed. I was one of the main ones sticking up for him. And it feels like once he did that, he started stepping out of his Negro field. That's what they put you in, that little Negro field. They like, hold on, Friday. Hold on, Barbershop. Hold on, Mr. Ice Cube, NWA. Stay in your lane. But they don't know this man has been calling out the police, white supremacy since the beginning. So I'm all for Ice Cube, and I want him. I need to reach out to him and see if he'll voice his opinion on this platform. But he said he's about to expose the gatekeepers of the industry. Now, I'm not sure if he's just talking about the NBA or whoever, but it's the powers that be. The powers that be, and this is, one thing that we have to know as black people. Anytime you go against the grain, go against the system, against agendas like Boosie did, they're going to have a target on your back. They're going to tap your phones. They're going to look. That's what happened to Boosie recently. I'm not trying to equate Boosie to Ice Cube or Martin Luther King or anything like that. But when you go against certain things and have a following, they're going to lock in like a laser on you, and they're going to prevent you or try to block you from doing stuff. Now, somebody like Boosie, for example, he can't be canceled because his fan base are the ratchets or the hood folks or the folks that ain't finna be like, think about this. Do you expect white folks to be a Boosie bash? That's not his fan base, so he can pretty much say what he wants about the LGBT community, about anything. Ice Cube, the big three, supports him, but that's his audience. That's his fan base. People have been rocking with Ice Cube for decades now. But the thing is, the contract of Black America, you got to know what's going to come for after that. So I'm glad that he's going to get on and expose the powers that be, the gatekeepers. I'm ready to see those podcast interviews. Like I said, hopefully he comes on ResView, because this will be a great platform for us to chop it up on. And I hadn't interviewed an artist in a minute. But Anyway, y'all, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you, everybody, for joining me again. PM couldn't be here today. Hopefully, he'll be here next week. Make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Thank you, everybody who participated in the conversation today. That's what I love to see. That's what keeps me motivated, keeps me rocking. I love when you hit the like button. The reactions is dope. Thank you for all the new subscribers, like I said, because the views have been going up, the subscribers have been going up. Always feel free to reach out to me if you want me to talk about something in particular. And yeah, man, hopefully everybody has a great rest of their week. Productive. What'd you say? Let me come on and be a guest on the show. Boy, you ain't ready for that. You gonna be clueless, DB. You ain't gonna know what you want to do. You ain't gonna know what you want to do. But yeah, man, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you have not already, make sure that you follow me at JAYR3D on all social media platforms. I've had fun today. Hopefully, y'all have a great weekend, a great productive rest of the week. What you said, I'm almost ready. Okay, we got to get you there, player, so you can get on and speak your piece. But yeah. Oh, you said you always ready. I got you. You said you always ready. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, make sure you stream the Red Velvet EP. That's available on all streaming platforms. Just type in J Red Velvet. Some great tunes. Videos are coming soon. So stay on the lookout for it. I'll be spending this week at the W on Sunday and then private pool party Saturday. But yeah, man, this is J Red Resview. I'm signing out.